Hey guys, what's up? This is Andrew, and today you're watching the Final Fantasy X HD Remaster review for the PlayStation Vita. We got a lot to cover today, so let's just get right into it. I know what you're thinking. How does it compare to the console version? Well, after playing through the entire story and a few of the side quests, I can confidently say that no compromise has been made. Visuals on the PlayStation Vita are just as sharp and vibrant as they are on the PlayStation 3. Character models are well detailed with clean looking lines and smooth animations. There is also a lot of variety and life in the backgrounds too. The same can be said about the cutscenes, which still look great after all these years. They transition nicely from the in-game graphics and really enhance the visual experience. There were only a few instances in my 60-hour plus game where I encountered any type of slowdown, but bear in mind they were very brief moments which happen so rarely they aren't even worth mentioning. Simply put, the game ran very smoothly. Attacks and magic spells look really good as well, but the thing that amazes me the most is the fact that a game of this size and scale can fit on a portable handheld. Huge open environments display colorful, detailed scenery. From the lush green jungles to the purple hazy sunsets, this game is a visual masterpiece. Surprisingly, with so much on the screen, nothing looks too small or cluttered. Everything just seems to fit perfectly on the Vita display. The game does a great job of making you believe you're on an epic adventure. Each new area that you visit feels like one long continuous path, and when you've arrived at your destination, you feel as if you were actually there each step of the way. Now I might come off as a little biased here, but I actually prefer the Vita version over the PlayStation 3. Although identical in graphical detail, clarity just seems to pop a little more on the Vita, thanks to the OLED screen. But regardless of whichever platform you play on, both versions look gorgeous in this HD remaster. I was disappointed at first when I heard the tracks were going to be remastered. I remember the original score back in 2001 very fondly, so the thought of it changing even the tiniest bit threw me into a complete fit. Fortunately, Square Enix took extreme care in recomposing some of the original tracks. It's different, but in a good way. The music is now less synthesized and have more of an orchestra type sound. It's like a beautifully orchestrated anime, if that even means anything. Being able to listen to the music again brought back so many childhood memories. Years of my gaming days in high school comes rushing back and hits me like an awesome, nostalgic wave. When paired with the beautiful environments, the audio provides a deep and immersive experience that makes you feel you are there. I occasionally found myself putting down the game and just letting the music play. That's how good this soundtrack is. Full spoken dialogue were introduced for the first time to the series back in 2001, and they sound excellent even today. Although some people will find them to be annoying and at times downright corny, the voiceovers just work. Every character has a story to tell, and you can almost feel their struggle as you interact with each of them. They fit the personality being portrayed, and they just make sense. If the voiceovers annoy you, then you're probably thinking into it a little too much. Just lose yourself in the game, relax, and just go with it. Controlling your character is a breeze. Everything just has a very smooth and natural flow. Although you don't have full control of the camera, it does manage to show you everything you need to see. Menus are clean and easy to navigate. The game does an excellent job of guiding you along by slowly teaching you the new commands. Each new ability comes with a short tutorial, so you won't be completely lost. Touch controls are almost non-existing, which is a good thing, for me anyway. I'm not exactly sure how it works because quite honestly, I've never used it. Assuming you're familiar with JRPGs, the controls shouldn't be anything new really. There will be some instances where you'll find the controls lacking and unresponsive, particularly during some of the side quests, but just know, they were probably designed that way for that particular task. The Chocobo race comes to mind, but don't worry about it, that's just part of the Final Fantasy charm. Of course, there is more to this HD remaster than just pretty graphics and stellar sound design. Combat is challenging, yet accessible to newcomers. The turn-based battle system allows time for you to carefully plan out your attack strategy. Using spheres acquired from combat and exploration, players can now choose how and when their characters level up. Without getting too technical, just know that the sphere grid allows for a wide range of character customization. Trust me, it's a lot easier than it looks. Completing each of the Cloister of Trials will provide a bit of a challenge, but getting the Destruction Sphere in each one is the tricky part. They grant access to hidden items, which isn't necessary to complete the game, but required if you want to acquire some of the more powerful Aeons. If you know where to look, there's plenty to do. Blitzball could even be a separate game in its own right, and capturing monsters for the Monster Arena provides that familiar Pokemon feel. With hidden Aeons to acquire, legendary weapons to find, this game will keep you busy long after you've completed the story. Some people will find the side quests to be tedious and boring. At a glance, it will seem like pointless level grinding with a few too many fetch quests, but when done properly and with the right incentive, makes for a fun and addictive RPG. Now, after completing Final Fantasy X a second time after 12 years, I finally realized the game is very story driven, and at times way more cinematic than any previous Final Fantasy. Almost to the point where I feel it might unintentionally overshadow the actual gameplay. Don't be alarmed, combat and exploration are still a strong part of this game. It's just that the story is so damn good, you start to forget you're even playing a game. Not to spoil anything, but I really love the little conflicts that goes on within each of the characters. You have the main story of the game, basically a pilgrimage where you act as a guardian for Yuna as she travels the land in order to acquire the final summoning. But then there are the little stories in between, stories of identity, forgiveness, sacrifice, and even a little bit of blitzball. Some of them probably more interesting than the main story itself. It's funny and fascinating to watch these characters interact with each other. The game never feels overcrowded with useless characters, nor does anyone feel as if they're being shoehorned in. Now, I'm sure many will disagree with me, but I believe this was Square truly at the top of their game in terms of storytelling and character development. You can't help but get so involved and intrigued by the story. It's confusing as heck, but it sticks with you. Even after completing the game, I'm still left wondering what exactly happened. When all is said and done, no matter how much I praise this game, I realize I will never be able to do this game justice. Not only is it one of the greatest RPGs of all time, it is one of the greatest games of all time. So regardless of what platform you play it on, PS3, Vita, or even the original PS2, Final Fantasy X is an unforgettable experience. With its updated HD visuals and recomposed audio tracks, Final Fantasy X HD Remaster for the PlayStation Vita comes highly recommended. Okay guys, there you have it. I hope I didn't bore you too much, and just do me a favor and hit that like button. It takes about 1.5 seconds, and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, see you guys later.